Hi! Hello, everybody! Welcome in! I'm back from Korea. After I spent a month in Japan, I came home for 2 weeks, fixed my schedule, then went back over to Asia for a week and messed up my schedule again. How is everybody? Are you glad I'm back? I'm glad I'm back too. I was gonna say I'm gonna be here longer, or I'll be able to stay here longer compared to the last time, but that's not true because I'm going to ReachConf next week. I was like, oh, I'll be gone for another week. I am so sorry to everybody who has a sub. I am doing my best to make it up to you. But how is everybody? Hold on, let me welcome everybody. Welcome in, Joe Boy, Big Bird, Zach, Karma, Alloy, Teasy. Hey. Did you try something? What does this say? I can't read Hangul at all. We're not shareholders. You don't have to pay us back. Okay, I'm glad. Did you guys miss me? I have so much to work on. Oh my gosh. Like, while I was gone, as much as I was having fun, I was like, when I get home, I need to work on things. Oh my gosh. But we're also going to try and get through this kind of quick in a way. I don't want to rush it, but since my computer room, like, you can see the light coming from my computer room, and I'm not giving out candy tonight, so I'm just like, I kind of want to escape the front of the house before people come by. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do this while there's still daylight outside. But yeah, so if you guys didn't know, I was gone for a week in Korea. It was my first time. I've never been to Korea before other than Incheon Airport, but that's always just been like a connecting flight, so my only exposure to the airport was really running from one gate to the other, and it felt like we were running a mile. Incheon Airport was very large. But yeah, so I guess we'll get started, right? So I went with a coworker, so I'm going to refer to this guy as Bob. If he comes up in stories, because he comes up in a lot of stories, because I literally had one buddy during this whole trip. So yeah, so this flight that we originally booked a flight for like 8 a.m. and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we canceled that flight. The only available flight is at 5 a.m. And I was like, oh my gosh, 5 a.m. That's so early. So I didn't sleep as much as, like, at least it wasn't like what's it called, Japan, where they told us like, don't sleep at all the night before, just sleep on the plane, and it was miserable. I left for the airport at 2:30 a.m. for my flight that left at like 5:30 a.m. Which even then it's like, I was told, and it's been re-emphasized to me, that I need to be there 2 hours before an international flight, but my starting airport is very small, so I don't think that actually applies, because when I got there effectively at 3 a.m. so that I could check in my bag. The front desk, the check-in desk, did not open until like 45 minutes before my boarding time. So I was like, I was just sitting there for forever, and I was like, okay, before we left for Korea, like, Bob is also kind of an anime fan, so I was just like, what if, and I should have done this while I was in Japan for a month, what if I install Pokemon Go and see what Korea has to offer? I have not touched Pokemon Go in so long. Like, how long has it been since it came out? Almost like 10 years, right? Yeah, I haven't touched it in like 8 years. So I was just like, well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, so because I'm at an airport and there's so many like monuments at airports, I had a lot of Pokestops. So I was just sitting there spinning for a while. And of course, the day that I left was also the day that they released Pokemon Z to A. So I downloaded it immediately. Pokemon Go is 2016. Is it really? I thought it was 2015. Okay, well, it's been 7 years. I maybe played Pokemon Go for a year, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. So yeah. We did not board. We boarded at like, what, 5:30 from that airport? Like, luckily, getting to Korea was a lot smoother than what it was like getting to Japan, because everything was on time, luckily. Oh, Uncle, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the resub. So there were no delays, luckily. It was very smooth, and we ended up at Atlanta Airport. So sorry, Joe Boy, I don't have the cape on this model. My other model has the cape. So Bob has a priority pass, I think. I can't remember what it's called, but it gets you into like the lounges at the airports. And he was like, yeah, I have a visit, like a guest pass, so you could use it. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait, so we get to go to the lounges for this trip, which was great. I was like, this is a great way to start my birthday. He also knew it was my birthday, so he was like trying to find fun stuff for us to do, because he's had a couple projects in Korea. This is my first time because I traded him a project, because I was like, look, I know you want to go to Japan. I have all the Japan projects, but I also want to go to Korea. You have all the Korea projects. How about we trade a project and then we just be each other's alternates? And it worked out very well. So we both have the opportunity to go to both countries that we wanted to. So it was great. What happened? So we got to... Was there anything? Getting to Korea wasn't like very complicated, luckily. Oh, okay, there was one story I had. Because at the lounge, right? My coworker is like, I want to pass out on the plane. So let's go to the bar. So we were sitting at the bar at the lounge, and I don't drink alcohol. That's the thing. I'm just like, sure, let's just sit here. That's fine. So he orders a drink. I am there, and the bartender, I could tell that the bartenders have been there for a while, and I kind of overheard them, and they're just like, yeah, I haven't slept in like 24 hours. And I'm like, what? But is this part of the shutdown? I don't know. Like, what do you mean you haven't slept? Like, they're just working you? So I didn't say anything. I just overheard it. But one of the bartenders asked me, like, okay, what do you want? And like, I like ginger beer. Ginger beer does not have alcohol. It's just a stronger ginger ale, essentially. A little bit spicier. So I was like, do you have ginger beer? They're like, no, we have ginger ale. And it's like, okay, cool. Can I just have a ginger ale? And she just looks at me like, that's it? I'm like, oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't drink alcohol. So I'm just like, do you have any virgin drinks? So one of the bartenders did go ahead and make me like a sweet mocktail, which was nice to start. And I normally don't like pineapple juice, pineapple anything, unless the pineapple is cooked. I don't really like pineapple. So it was really good. It was a good way to start it. We got on the plane, larger plane, to get to Korea. I was in the very back row, as per usual, which normally I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine. I'm close to the bathroom, so if I have to go to the bathroom, no big deal. The problem is, I don't know what it was about this Delta flight. I did ride Delta the entire way, so if I ever refer to the airline, it's Delta, if you need it for reference. So when you're in the back of the plane and then they don't really restock their stocks, I don't know what it was. They didn't stock up on their earbuds. They didn't stock up on their snacks. They didn't properly stock up on their meals, because by the time they got to me, they're just like, we are scrounging for like the last few meals. And I'm like, what the heck? You don't have anything left? Like, y'all didn't really prepare. And like, I had heard them before we left. They're just like, man, the shipment didn't get here. And I was like, uh-oh, I wonder what shipment. Now I know what it was. It's supplies. They only stocked up on people. Yes, apparently. Basically. And there's something, I don't know. They were talking like a lot louder than normal. Because I was like, what is going on? I could hear the whole conversation in the back, even with my earbuds in. So I was like, all right, well, I didn't end up watching any movies. I literally slept and played Pokemon the whole time. I have 22 hours logged on my Pokemon game now because of that, because of all the travel. So we get to Seoul, or we get to Incheon. We get to Incheon because we stayed at Incheon primarily. We had to take the train into Seoul because travel budget, you know. So, ah man, this is not. No, I thought. Oh my gosh, this doesn't scroll. Why not? Wait. There has to be a way. Oh no. There isn't a way? How did I do this? How did I do this for the Japan one then? Because I was able to just like... Oh, there we go. Haha! I don't know why that didn't work before. So we ended up taking the bus. We stayed at the Grand Hyatt Incheon. So it's right next to the airport, which I was a little concerned about because I was like, it's probably going to be really loud. I am going to be so tired. I'm just going to have to sleep through the plane noises. I don't know what it is. Like, the hotel is maybe 15 minutes? No, it's not really 15 minutes. It's very close to the airport. I don't know if they just soundproofed it really well, which I think American hotels need to learn if they are going to be near an airport, because I've stayed at other hotels where they're near an airport and you hear all the airport sounds. Like, you hear the planes coming in and out. And I'm like, ugh. This, you didn't hear nothing. And I'm like, wow, this is great. If you stay at the Grand Hyatt Incheon, one thing I will recommend, they have an East Tower and a West Tower. The East Tower is older architecture. You could tell that the building's a little bit older. It's still nice, but you're just like, okay, some of these things are a little outdated. You could tell there's like damage to the walls. If you stay in the West Tower, which there is a bit of an upcharge. How much was that? It was 30,000 won, which was about $19-20. So there is an upcharge to stay at the West Tower, but I will say it's worth it. I like the West Tower so much better. If you go to Incheon Airport, okay, so the East Tower, like from the main entrance, to get to the East Tower, there is a sky bridge. So there was this thing called the Body Friend Lounge. Do you know how I read this? I was like, the boyfriend lounge? Is this the lounge for just boyfriends, or is this the lounge where I find a boyfriend? You know? I didn't get to use these, though. I was kind of sad. We just ran out of time and just running around all the time, right? So, the first night that we were there, I can sit there all day, right? My house is near an airport. I've already toned them out. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, after a while, you just get used to it, but it's just like, I don't want to get used to it. Just, let me just not live near an airport. Actually, that's kind of like here with the trains, honestly. But, yeah, so the first night that we went to, oh gosh, I don't remember the name of it. But we had to take a taxi over to this like marketplace where there's a bunch of like fried chicken places. So it's like a notorious road for fried chicken. So we went there, we took a taxi. It was like a 30-minute taxi ride, to get to these chicken places. We've already been trained to not hear them. Karma. So first story debacle of the trip, right? So Bob is the one who booked the taxi, kind of like taking care of the travel stuff, because I haven't been there before. This is my first time in Korea. I don't know what to do. He's been here once and he kind of figured things out. So I was like, all right, cool, you take care of it. So we get out of the taxi and he realizes he left his phone in the taxi as the taxi drives off, because we were gonna look for the name of the chicken place, and he was like, wait, where's my phone? Oh crap, I left it in the taxi. So we spent like 20 minutes trying to figure out if we could call the taxi back, or if we could call the hotel to call the taxi, because the hotel took care of the taxi for us. no dice. So we basically just had to figure things out. This was the Paris baguette that was right outside of the chicken place. So I took a picture because I was like, K-pop demon hunters. I wasn't expecting that. They just opened a Paris baguette near me. Oh my gosh. Yes. Check out Paris baguette. Paris baguette and Tour le Jour are very, very good. They're both French based, but they're both Korean chains. I highly recommend it. Go get it. Go check it out. They have great cakes. I forgot what I normally get at Paris baguette. I get pudding from Paris baguette because there's no place around here there's no Japanese place around here that does pudding, and I don't know if pudding is different in Korea and Japan, but the Korean one tastes very good too. So I was just like, yes. Did I even take a picture of the chicken? I think we were so hungry because we didn't eat when we got back to the hotel. We were just like, let's just wait for fried chicken. And I found out my coworker has been to Korea before for work. He didn't bother trying fried chicken because he thought it was just like normal fried chicken. And I'm like, dude, you have not tried Korean fried chicken? We need to change this now. So that's why we went there. Did I take a picture? No. Okay. But yeah, so we got there, we ate chicken. I don't know. They gave us a part of the chicken that I've never seen before. And it was like white meat chicken. And I was like, darn it, this was not the pieces that I really wanted. But okay, fine. So they gave us a whole plate. Between us two, we did not finish it. So we ended up bringing it back with us and just walked around the market. Apparently he had been to that road before and just bought a bunch of like side dishes, and he was talking about, how do I even describe this? He was talking about getting something that was like a pancake but like a taco. It's not really a taco, but gosh, it's like a meat bun, but it's fried and flattened, and I don't know what it's called. I was just like, I don't know what anything is called. I don't like some of the basic Korean dishes that I would order. A panko? I don't know. Koreans do chicken right? Yes, they do. So he was just like, okay, yeah, this is good. Yeah, no, I should have had this last time. I'm just like, yeah, you should have, but it's okay. We fixed this now, so yeah. So we did make it back to the hotel. Because like we had to like wave down a taxi, or we were trying to wave down taxis, but none of them were stopping for us. And this was like a Thursday. No, this was Friday night. So of course, it was busy. So, we could not find any taxis that were free. All of them were reserved. So we walked into this like donut shop. I forgot what they were called. I forgot if it's like a specific Korean donut, but it was very good. It was like a churro, but softer. We walked in, like Bob was just like, why don't we try to ask them if they could get us a taxi? And I was like, dude, do they do that? I don't know. So we went there and he talked to the girl at the register, younger girl. Spoke perfect English. I was like, are you from America? You have no accent. Like, your English accent is perfect. So, and like, I've been told that like a lot of people know English very well over there. So I was just like, okay, this was pretty good to get around. I know zero Korean. It's very different from Japan, where at least I know Japanese. So I was like, this is good. This is good. We can communicate. But she was very helpful. She booked us a taxi. Does Uber not work, or is it too expensive like Japan? Uber does work. But Bob lost his phone. And I don't know why I didn't use mine. I'm not really sure. We really could have used mine, because I also had data. I made sure I had an international plan for this. So, I don't know. So luckily, the girl at the donut shop was able to book us a taxi. They were so nice. We were just like, oh, we're gonna buy donuts. And they're like, no, you don't have to. I'm like, why not? You helped us. And then the donut was so good. Bob, of course, was just like, okay, we'll take 2 donuts. And then it was like fresh from they grabbed it fresh from the fryer. And so he hands the bag to me and he was like, you're not going to eat it now? And I'm like, it's literally out of the fryer. I cannot touch this. I have sensitive fingers because I'm a weenie. So luckily the auntie that was there was able to put the donut in like a cup so that I could hold it. So he was just like, yeah, you should eat it fresh. And then he proceeds to not eat it fresh. I'm like, why are you making me eat it when you're not eating it? But it was fine. It was very good. He missed out because he didn't eat it fresh. And he was like, yeah, it was good, but I should have eaten it fresh. I'm like, yeah, I told you. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Karma, not Komodo. So, let's see what happened. So we got back to the hotel. It was great. I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna open up Pokemon Go and we're gonna see what's around here. Why was it all this? Why was this the only Pokemon around? I was like, is this the only Pokemon that's in Korea? Because this is the only one I've seen so far. Because I did open it up at the airport. Because Bob was very good about reminding me, like, are you going to check what Pokemon are here? Like, oh yeah, right. I feel like he was more invested in my Pokemon Go journey than I was. So, luckily we did find other things. I did catch a Farfetch'd in Korea because you can only get Farfetch'd in Korea and Japan. I looked it up. So that was good. And I guess I got an Alolan Farfetch'd because it didn't look like a normal Farfetch'd. But I don't know what kind it was. It wasn't shiny because it was like a completely different style. So yeah. This was the view from my hotel room. So you can see like the convention center. You can see the water a little bit over there. So it was a nice place to be. I would definitely stay there again, even though it's very far from Seoul. But it's not that hard to get into Seoul, luckily. So breakfast, if you stay at the Hyatt, they do have a really good breakfast buffet. On the weekends, you do have to make a reservation, although like you know it's not a big deal if you get a meal package for all the days if you're staying there, and then it's cheaper if you do that instead of just like showing up. And then you make a reservation through this QR code that they give you. So you make it online the night before your breakfast, I guess. So you have to make a reservation on the weekends, but the weekdays you don't have to. But they had a whole spread of American food. They had a whole spread of Asian food. It was so good. Oh my gosh. And then they had noodle soup every morning. Is that a little bird? This thing? It was like an animal dumpling. I was like, this is so cute. I need to eat it. But it didn't taste that good. I don't remember what was in it. But I was just like, I'm not going to eat this again. It was good for the picture. But they had potatoes. I was like standing at the omelet section because they also had the what's it called? Condiments there. Because I really wanted, how is this called? I don't remember what it's called. Wait, what is is it Laogang something? Sorry. Is that how you? Laoganma. Yeah, they had that there, so I was just like, I want that to mix with my rice because I like to season my rice with it. But the omelet station, they saw I was Asian. I've been told I kind of look Korean sometimes, so they just started speaking to me in Korean, and I was just like, sure, I'll have an omelet, I guess. I still you welcome in. But yeah, so I'm trying to remember. They had salmon, potatoes, fried rice, bunch of stuff, frittata. But oh my gosh, the fruit juices over there. Listen, Asia, or at least Korea and Japan, do apple juice right. It was so good, and it was like not processed. It tasted so fresh. Do you know how many times I went up just for juice? I went and got juice like 5 times in one sitting. It was so good. I'd do it again. Did anyone start speaking to you in Korean? Oh, a lot. Yeah. A lot. But I got away with just, I mean, what was it? I know 2 phrases, and I was able to get by with those 2 phrases. It was 안녕하세요. I can't say it right, but people get it. And 감사합니다. So I think I got by with 감사합니다 so much. It worked. So yeah. Yuna, hello. Mr. Undertaker, welcome in. So this was the outside of the hotel. They do have 7-Elevens there, so I was like, okay, I need some supplies because I forgot to bring some stuff from home, and I kind of want to see what kind of rice balls they have, because I know that they have rice balls at the 7-Eleven here also. I never ended up getting one, and I just remembered that I never ended up getting the banana milk that everyone told me to get. I saw it, and I've had banana milk in Japan before. I wasn't a fan. But I was like, maybe I just got the wrong brand, because everyone seems to love the banana milk. So I saw it in Korea. I wasn't gonna get it at the time that I saw it because we were running around, and then I just forgot to go back. Man, okay. Well, now that I have a project in Korea, I'm probably gonna... Wait, no. I have to go back in April anyway, so I'll get it then. So I ended up walking over to the 7-Eleven in Incheon. There's 2 of them. One opens up earlier than the other. But they, if you see on the tag, it says 1+1. I didn't know what that meant, and apparently the 2 items that I bought were both had a 1+1 deal. So the guy at the counter was like, oh, this is 1+1. I was like, okay. And I just kind of stood there waiting for him to like ring me up. And then he finally explained to me like, oh, it's buy one get one free. So I was like, oh, okay, let me just go get 2 of these then. That's great. So so I walked over there. It was kind of chilly. A lot of people were warning me, like, Korea autumn is very, very chilly. Like colder weather over there is cold. And I was like, okay, let me look at the weather forecast. 60s? Okay, that's pretty good. 60s degrees Fahrenheit over there is very cold. Bring a jacket. I didn't bring a proper jacket, so I had to go buy one while I was in Myeongdong. So yeah. So there's that. Bring a jacket, bring layers if you're traveling. That should have been like a standard rule, and for some weird reason I just didn't follow it. So the next, this is the same day. This is Saturday. So me and Bob were like, okay, we're gonna go to Seoul. And when we were in the office, I mean, I told him like, oh yeah, we're going on my birthday weekend. So I was like, well, that's a little disappointing. You know, I wanted to be around friends and family for my birthday. It's fine. Everything worked out. It was great. So he was like, oh yeah, we could go to the palace. And we could do like, you could dress up if you want to. So I think this was my first experience with a guy who was trying to figure out directions, because we were lost for a lot of the time. We were lost a lot, at least coming back home. Getting there, it was pretty easy. So we took since we were near Incheon Airport, I think the station that was near our hotel was like closed off. So we had to go to Incheon Airport Terminal 2 or Terminal 1. And there is this subway station. And it is so futuristic on the outside. You cannot miss it. It looks like a space station. Which is really nice when I got lost outside, because then it'd be like, there's the station, the funny looking building. So you have 2 options. You can either take the local train that stops at every stop on the way to Seoul, or you could take the express train that costs a little bit more, but it's an express from Incheon Airport to Seoul Station. We ended up doing the one that goes to Seoul Station, and for Seoul, that one, you do get reserved seats. The local train, it's just like a normal subway metro system, if you're familiar with it. It's just like the trains in Japan. but the express one with the reserved seats, it's pretty nice. You just sit there. I think I took that one maybe 3 times. Dan, welcome in. Oh, thank you for the sub. Oh wait, no, Mr. Undertaker, thank you for the gifted sub to Dan. Business expense. Yeah, actually. Well, actually, yeah, I think we did write that off as a business expense because that weekend we were still on the clock for the weekend. We didn't take leave for that. So yeah, good point. Yeah, it was good. So we made it to Seoul Station. I will say Seoul Station is so confusing. We were so confused. So if you take the express train from Incheon Airport, you have to do this little number where you exit the station. So you have to leave the station with your ticket and then get another ticket to get back on the train, if that's what you want to do. Don't make that mistake, because apparently Bob did the first time, and he got extremely turned around because it wouldn't let him back in or something. There was something going on there, but you do have to exit if you... I only know this because I kept remembering exit 15. You have to like go... Once you get off the train, you have to go up 2 floors, I believe, and then just leave out of exit 15. It's like one of the gates, and then just get a ticket. That's the only way that you could really go from the express to a local train. But even then, Seoul Station, very confusing. It's very interesting. We did end up, I think you can get a unlimited pass for the train systems and the bus systems there. So we ended up getting a, if you get a climate card from the convenience store, it's 3,001, I think. Yeah, it's 3,001. So you get one of those from the convenience store, and then you charge it up as one of the pay stations. And it was interesting because on the weekend when we got the card, we were able to charge it. Well, how much was a day pass? I think the day pass was like 7,001, which is pretty cheap. No, it was 8,000. It was 8,000 for 2 days. We ended up getting an unlimited pass for 2 days because we knew we'd be in the area for that long. So it was 8,001, unlimited train, unlimited bus. Highly recommend it. Makes it a lot easier. But you do have to buy it separate. You buy the card for 3,000, and then you go to a pay station and buy the day pass or 2-day pass for 8,001. But on the weekends, for some reason, they allowed us to charge it with a card, but then when we tried it again the following week, during the weekday, they wouldn't let us charge it with a card. It had to be charged with cash. So if you go to Korea, or Japan for that matter, make sure you do carry around cash. Not everything is accessible to card. Cards are just silly like that. Yeah, well, like, they let us charge it with card, and then when we came back, they're like, you cannot charge with card. You can only charge with cash. And I was like, what? We literally were at this pay station last week. So it was very confusing. Just be on your toes. Be prepared. Don't be like me. I did not bring cash. Bob had to lend me money, so I am paying him back in US dollars. So we ended up, where did we go? So we went to the palace. Wait. Oh, okay. So he was telling me that his daughter really wanted one of like the Cacao Friends things. So when we were at Seoul Station, there is a Cacao and Friends store, like mascot store. If you don't know that, if you don't know Kakao Talk, it's like Line. It's like a SNS system, messaging system in Korea. But they also have really cute mascot characters linked to it. It's kind of like Hello Kitty. But these were so cute. This is a humidifier. I actually bought this. It's so cute. I was like, I need a humidifier for my streaming room anyway. Because I talk a lot, I should probably keep it humidified. So I bought this one because I was already thinking before, like, I kind of want a pet again. What if I get a fish? Those are kind of low maintenance. But as much as I travel, that's not a good idea. So I was like, all right. So this is my new aquarium. My humidifier. So we ended up jumping on the bus. I don't remember what line. Don't ask me what lines. If you go to Korea, Google Maps is not as helpful in Korea as it is in Japan. So I wouldn't rely on Google Maps very much. I would get the Naver Map app. That is the best thing that you could use. It will tell you exactly when the trains show up. It will tell you while in real time when it's arriving, and that the doors are you're boarding, and then yeah, it tracks your travel very well. So I would highly recommend getting that. If you're able to use your phone in Korea if you're traveling there. So we took the bus over to the palace, and we ended up just, kind of sightseeing. I think we got lost. I don't remember why we got lost though, but we got lost. That one Insomniac, welcome in. Hope your Korea trip has been fun so far. Yeah, it has been. Well, I'm back home now, but it was a lot of fun. So they still have some palace structures kind of just like littered within the city, which was really cool. Like this was like in the center of a roundabout. This isn't the palace yet, but oh, this is the view from the city from the front of the palace. So we were trying to get there, but there was like no close stop to the palace, so we had to get dropped off a little bit further away and then walk there. But on the way there's a lot of like hanbok rentals. So if you want to get dressed up, if you don't know what a hanbok is, it's like the traditional Korean outfit, kind of like how a kimono is to Japan, but it's a little bit more puffy. Like I feel like the dresses are like more girly princessy kind of. I don't know, that's how I would describe it. And my coworker was just like, yeah, are you gonna get a rental? Because like he was thinking I want to do like get all dressed up for my birthday and like do like photo shoots and stuff. And normally I would with my friends, specifically with my girlfriends, So I kind of I mentioned that, and he was just like, yeah, well, it's kind of something that you do with your friends. And he's like, wow, you mean we're not friends? And I'm like, that's not what I mean. Yes, we're friends. Do you want to get dressed up? I don't think you do. Jimmy hates men. Got it. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. You broke his heart. No. Well, he did hold that over me for the rest of the trip. He was like, well, I guess we're not friends anyway. And I'm just like, listen, you. So, and it turns out if you do get a hanbok rental, apparently it's not very expensive. If you rent out a hanbok and you go to the palace, your ticket is free. Like, you don't need a ticket to get into the palace. I forgot how much the ticket was. I think it was like 2,000 won. It's very cheap anyway, which I'm like, I've been told that the rentals are this very similar price to the ticket, which I can't imagine that it would be 2,000 won to get dressed in hanbok. So I don't know, but you can get in for free just as a tip. So this is walking into the palace. We got there just as they were finishing up the changing of the guard, which Bob was really talking up. So I was like, man, we missed it. But it's okay. We kind of caught the next one because we were there for so long. Yo, the reverse girl tax. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I mean, like, even if you got dressed up as a guy, you'd still get your ticket free. As if you got dressed up at all, your ticket was free. You had free access. So you could see some people dressed up here, but this was walking to, there were like layers of the palace. I've never actually been to an Asian palace, now that I think about it. I've kind of walked around a castle in Japan, but didn't really get to go in, just like around it. So I didn't realize like how many courtyards were like nested within. So it was really cool. Of course, there's like all the crowds are kind of stick to the outer layers of the palace, like the bigger courtyards. I know Bob was telling me when he went there the first time on his first trip, the further in he went, there was like nobody. So he was kind of expecting that this time too, but I think he went during a weekday. So this was during a weekend. Oh, the dresses are like Disney, you're right. Yeah. So you'll see some like, okay, so like You could kind of see how ornate the dresses are, and then the guys' outfits also. I don't know if they're also called hanbok. I don't know. I should have asked a Korean person um, for proper terminology. So yeah, so this was the first layer. We made it all the way in. Like this is kind of like the central area of the palace. So I think we went in like. I think we went through like 4 gates to get here. So this is like 4 layers in. And Bob was telling me, I think he went at night last time. So this pagoda lights up, is lit up at night. So it's like a big lamp. So it's really pretty. So we were able to walk around here, around this pavilion area. So that was really nice. Me trying to be artsy with bokeh. And there was like one part of the palace, like most of it is wood, right? So you could kind of see kind of how it looks. Oh, I don't know why that didn't put my glasses on. Hold on. There we go. So yeah, there, because Bob is an architect, like architecture background, he was explaining to me, he was like, yeah, this is not typical, like no mortar with the brick. That's how you know that this is a more modern thing and probably like a replacement for something, because he was telling me like, yeah, Korean architecture is about a lot about the mortar, like they show off the mortar, like the in between the bricks, it's a lot thicker. So that's kind of like a staple of that style of architecture, I believe, is what he was telling me. So we were walking around, and we walked around long enough that the changing of the guard started happening again. So we were able to catch that and kind of like walk with the procession in a way. So that was cool. CJ, welcome in. I love it when people use their field of study in casual conversations. Yeah, it's really cool. That's why he was telling me, he was just like, yeah, this is why it's good to travel with an architect, because they like, you can get all this trivia, and like I like stuff like that. Like I want to learn about like my surroundings if I'm there. So we were able to walk around, because we're both facilities people. We were reading up on what they were doing for the renovations here, because we're nerds. So yeah, so they had, they had a lot of people who were like reenactments, I guess, doing reenactments, kind of like what I can't say. I was about to say like a place around here that does reenactments, and I'm like, wait, no, that would be doxing myself. So yeah, so they had people who were dressed up. You could take pictures with them. Bob was trying to get me to take pictures with all of them, and I'm like, I'm just very intimidated. Okay, like a Ren Fair. Yeah, exactly. There was one thing though he noticed, and maybe this is just for the reenactment. He was like, why are their swords backwards? Because this is not the ideal way to wear this if you're trying to draw your sword. And I'm like, that's a good point. I'm guessing it's some kind of safety protocol. Maybe. But yeah, no, they were very good at keeping a straight face. That's why I was so intimidated. I was like, I don't want to take a picture with them. I will take a picture of them. This is fine. They had another building that was surrounded by water. I was trying to seek this out specifically because it looked so scenic, and I'm like, man, if I were still cosplaying, this would be a great cosplay photo shoot area. I don't know if they're as strict about that in Korea as they are in Japan, because in Japan, cosplaying outside of an event, no. I don't know if it was so much a big deal here just because everybody is dressed in hanbok, but I don't know. So there was, hold on, so we were able to watch this. So this was during the changing of the guard. They had everybody move to the side, so they kicked us out of the road. Hold on, actually, I don't have my headphones on right now. Okay. So it was cool to see, and then like after a while they were just like, okay, everybody, you can come in and take pictures. Oh yeah, it's now. So don't call them. No, that's why I'm like avoiding calling any, like describing things, because I'm like, I don't know how to describe it without my first thought, and it's probably offensive to say, you know. So, yeah, so this was on our way out. The crowds had pretty much cleared, but it was really cool to see the view of just like the historical up against the modern. I'm like, is this the Gap Moe of cities? If you're new to my channel, I really like Gap Moe. So or like contrast. I just really like contrast. It's interesting. So, we were gonna leave, and Bob had when was there last time, he had found like this traditional tea house. So we were trying to find that. I don't remember the name of it. Hold on, actually, is it in my recent? It's probably in my recent searches somewhere, maybe. No, it's not. I don't remember the name of the tea shop. I will get it though. And then I'll put it in the comments if anybody is using this for reference. Anyway, oh yeah, so when we were leaving, we got a little distracted because I don't know what was happening. There's a lot of cultural stuff happening that day. But there was this, I guess, another like battle reenactment thing. I'm not really sure what it was, a demonstration. But it was really cool. It was right outside of the palace. They did like battle. They basically did battle. They were fighting. So you'll see it here. Also, guys, I'm sorry I'm short because I basically had to watch the scene because I was like 2 rows back through my phone. So I couldn't really see too much. I tried. But I was like, this is so cool. It's so random. But I had fun. But I was like trying to figure out, I'm pretty sure, now that I'm watching it, I'm like, I'm pretty sure it is fully choreographed. But I was like, this is so cool to see. Like we were gonna try and find the tea house, and I saw that happening, and I was like, hey Bob, let's go see what they're doing. Let's go watch. I went full tourist. Okay, we had a lot of detours on the way to this tea house. So, all right, let me turn the BGM back on. So we ended up passing by what I assume is a shrine. I'm pretty sure it's a Buddhist temple. And they had a lot of flower decorations, and you know me and flowers. So I was just like, can we make a little detour again? Can we look at this? So they had a lot of flower, like essentially sculptures in a way. So like if you look here, you can see like the hands with the, I don't know, the hedges, I guess. They did have a big, I don't know what the Korean equivalent is, but I'm pretty sure this is a taiko drum. But I was like, oh dang. Oh wait, but it was for blessings, I think. I think the sign said hit 3 times. Or hit once. I can't remember if it was once or 3. Me trying to be artsy. Artsy again. But there was like, they made this elephant out of flowers. It was so cute. And then a little turtle. Oh, and then, so, yeah. There were a lot of things. I guess I didn't take as many pictures. I thought I took a lot. So, we ended up finding the tea house. It's a very traditional tea house. It was very cute. I will get you guys the name, because I memorized the name while I was there, and I guess I ran out of capacity, so now it's gone from my memory. But you had to like take off your shoes in the front. They had a traditional seating area, and then they had like the non-traditional seating area. So there was one half of the store where you got to keep your shoes on, and then the other side where you had to take your shoes off. And we're like, let's go full traditional. Let's take our shoes off. And also I was like, this is really nice because my feet hurt. So because it's a lot of walking. You actually managed to be artsy. Don't skip them so fast. Don't worry, I will post them. Most likely, probably, because I haven't posted flower pictures in a while, so I'm like, okay, maybe I should do that. So we ordered some traditional Korean sweets. I haven't really had a lot of Korean sweets before, so I was very curious. And I don't remember the names of it. This came as a set. It literally was just called in the English menu traditional Korean sweets set. But I know that these were like honey cookies. These were my favorites. I want them all the time. And like I did manage to find like gift boxes of them at the airport before we left, so I did bring them around to work today. The way that I described them was they taste like pancakes, kind of, with the consistency of a pie crust. They were so good. I love them so much. That's what, so you did, oh really? Wait, that's what that means? Okay, yeah. Oh, I loved it. Those were my favorite. And since coworker was just like, because we were like splitting everything. Coworker was like, since it's your birthday, you could just, he had one. He was like, since this is your favorite, you could just have them. I was like, oh, thanks. You're so nice. So he got a traditional tea and ordered the, what I'm assuming is like mochi with red bean. I'm sorry, I don't know the actual names. And this one, it was kind of like, how do I describe this? It was like a sweet, like rice puff kind of snack. It was good. I liked it. I don't think I'd eat too much of it. I definitely go for the honey cookies. I ordered a rose tea with like a mango puree, and guys, I don't know what it is with me and drinks. When they're like layered pretty, I don't like to mix them because I like them to stay pretty. That goes with coffee too. And you're supposed to mix coffee and milk. So I have just now started getting into the habit of mixing my drinks. This one though, I literally just started doing the whole mixing drink thing, and then I kept trying to mix this one and it kept separating. This would not blend. The densities were too different. So that, I was just like, okay, I guess I'll just drink this mango puree first, and then I can drink the rose tea. I was like, whoops. So, but it was good. Okay, so we ended up, let me not play that one just yet. So we ended up going to Myeongdong, which is known for shopping and for like a night, it's kind of like a night market kind of setting. So there's a lot of food stands there, so you should definitely check it out at least once if you want to go shopping, if you want to get street food. It's Myeongdong, I believe. But we got there by bus. That day I think we primarily took the buses, and then we only took the train home. So I'm trying to remember what exactly we did in Myeongdong. That's where I had to get my jacket because I was cold. But one of the things, I'll just show the video. I'll talk about the video. So Bob was raving about these marshmallows. There was a stand that had marshmallows, and inside the marshmallow is ice cream. So I was like, oh, that sounds really good. That's actually a great way to start my birthday. So they would roast the marshmallow in front of you. So I got the vanilla ice cream one because I just wanted vanilla ice cream. I just felt like it that day. So they torch it right in front of you, which was nice because like it's like freshly melted. But I'm like, how is this guy not burning his fingers off? If my fingers were that close to fire, I would be crying. But yeah, so it was good. But I was eating it and I was like, am I gonna get diabetes? I think I had the hardest sugar crash I've ever had that day because of this marshmallow. Because like when I got home, I was so nauseous. I was like, I need to sleep. I don't know what's going on with my body. I don't know what's wrong. I think it might have been the sugar from this thing. Because also when we took the train back, oh wait, actually, okay, hold on. Let me rewind. Because I didn't take pictures of anything that I bought in Myeongdong, apparently. Yeah, I didn't. I'm so sad. Okay, we'll just leave it there. So, when you go to Myeongdong, there's a lot of... They essentially know that tourists are going to be there, right? So if you're trying to do business, there's a lot of people out on the streets giving you free samples, especially if you're into skincare. There's a lot of that. You have aunties like grabbing your hands and then giving you lotion, and it's like, see, it feels nice, right? And I'm just like, yeah, that's good. And then they know that you're also shopping for gifts for people, so they'll be like, yes, it is a tourist trap, but I got some real good deals there because the stuff is quality, luckily. So luckily, Korea's big on acrylic nails, and I like acrylic nails, and my nail sizes are very small because I'm a small Asian. So it was a lot easier for me to buy nails here than it is in America. I was so happy. Because they even size you. They even have that like samples there so that they could size you and make sure of what size you are. I am apparently an extra small, and I'm like, wow. Surprise. But they had a lot of different ones. They were all handmade. And there were a lot of like anime inspired ones. Like there were Demon Slayer nails where literally Nezuko was on the nail, and I was like, that's cool. But these are like the nails that are like Inuyasha nails. They're claws, and I'm like, I don't know how anybody types with that, so I can't get these. So like I have luckily they have different sizes, so if you like shorter nail bits, they do have ones that accommodate that. The ones that I have are shorter. I'm still adjusting to the length a little bit just because I normally don't have long nails. But they had so many options. I spent so much time in that store. And then if you're there for jewelry, there's a lot of jewelry there too, there's a whole store, and it was just racks and racks of really pretty accessories. I spent so much time in there. I felt so bad for my coworker. I was like, I'm sorry. I am on a shopping spree. I literally just like left one store and I'm like, okay, I'm good. The next store over is like something else that I want to check out. I'm like, I am so sorry, Bob. And he was like, it's fine. I'll find something for my wife. I'm like, okay, let me know if you need help. Me spends 20 minutes outside. Him spends 20 minutes outside waiting. I felt so bad. Did he hold your bags for you? I had an eco bag with me because I bought one in Japan. So, no, he did not hold my bags for me. I would have felt even worse if I made him do that. So, I just held my own. So, I'm trying to think what. Oh, so we did end up going into a skincare shop there. And I think I can vouch for them. Oh, Bob is married? Dang. Yeah, Bob is married. Yeah, so no weird stories. There weren't any weird stories other than I thought we were friends kind of thing. And I'm just like, no, we're just colleagues. What do you mean? He's like, that's even worse than coworkers. So what was it? Okay, so we did go to a skincare store, and I can vouch for the one that I went to. So I think Myeongdong might be reliable. I'd have to check. I'd get more reviews from other people, but one of my other coworkers from here, like, she didn't come with me. Actually, this was the coworker that went with me to Japan. So she really wanted like Medicube stuff, and she wanted these like pearl thingies that kind of look like boba, and you put them on your face. And I'm like, okay, sure, let me see if I can find them. So I did find them there. But then this lady, the lady that was helping me, you know, she's a good sales lady. That I'll say that. Like, she was like, okay, for your face, I recommend this product. And I was like, okay, sure. And then she's like, but if you want to like really fix this, go with this product. She proceeds to put it on my face to test it. And then it just kind of like snowballed. It kept going. It was like a chain of products. And I wasn't going to get some of these things. And I don't know if Bob did this out of revenge. I don't think Bob did this out of revenge. I don't think he did this out of revenge. But she put some of this stuff on my face. And he was just like, actually, yeah, I noticed a difference. And I was like, oh, dang it. This guy has no investment in me. And he says he notices a difference. Dang it. I'm gonna get it then. But after all the things that I got, she gifted me like a exfoliation item and then like 8 face masks. And I was like, oh, like, this is great. You can't fix perfection, sales lady. You're so nice, but I did need help. I have been using it since I got home, and it has helped a lot. So I was grateful. Let's see. Okay, so we did all the shopping there. I do recommend Myeongdong for shopping at least once. So we ended up taking the train back to Incheon, but we took the local train, so it stopped at all the stops. Because we kind of left later in the evening. So I'm having my sugar crash, plus the jet lag. I am so tired. I am fighting to stay awake. So I ended up sitting in the seats that were kind of like, nobody was on the train yet. So I ended up sitting on one of the seats that like was meant for like the elderly. No one was using them yet. So I was like, I'm ready to leave this seat once somebody needs it, right? So eventually the train does get fuller, and like an old lady sits next to me. There's no other old ladies around or other elderly people. So I get up, but then she's just like, no, just, you can stay here. And I was like, what? Okay. Eventually an older lady did come by. So I let her have my seat. But I'm falling asleep, and I'm holding on to like not a handlebar, but like the things that you hold on to on the train that's hanging. The handles, I guess. And I am dozing off while I'm standing and holding this. And I'm fighting to stay awake. Apparently people around me noticed that I was dozing off. Bob was just like, as soon as a seat opened up, and unfortunately it opened up, like the elderly seat opened up again. And he was like, I think you should sit. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And he was like, no, you're going to fall. And I'm like, oh, you noticed I'm falling asleep. Okay, all right, fine, I'll sit. But then, like, once the train started like clearing up a little bit more, he found me another seat. And I guess it's because while I was sitting there and I fell asleep in that seat, another lady came by, or like she ended up sitting next to me, and apparently she just kept giving me the side eye the whole time. And he's like, okay, we need to move. So luckily he let me sleep for the rest of the train ride. It was very, very nice of him to do that, because I felt bad. And I was feeling like really bad when I got back to the hotel. I don't know what happened. And this is the day before my birthday, so I was just like, am I just gonna end up spending like the next day mostly in the hotel? I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, and now something else actually with this picture. Bob was mentioning to me that he noticed with Korea, it's like dense cities and then open space, and then dense city and open space. And he's right. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, it's just pockets of cities. Tia does not mean tita. It's different. But I'm also not a tita, so I don't know why you're saying that. Okay, so the next day was my color analysis appointment. And that was the one thing that I was like, okay, I'm going to treat myself for my birthday. I'm going to go do this. But then luckily, because I wasn't sure what to do in Seoul when I found out I was going to be in Seoul for my birthday. So one of my old roommates, OG Rumi-chan, was like, why don't you get a color analysis? Because I don't know what to do. I don't know what Korean beauty is like. So she's like, why don't you get a color analysis done? Because apparently that's big over there. I was like, what? Actually, yeah. So I mentioned it in VC one time, and my friend Lavi FRC was like, oh, let me help you, because he's got connections in Korea, right? So he pointed, a friend of his pointed me to a place, to Color Lover Lab, I believe. And they were having a discount, month. So I guess October, they just had a whole special. And what's normally $150, and if you look around, most color analysis or any kind of aesthetic service, aesthetic consulting service in Korea, is usually around $150, because they know tourists are going to be there. That's a price tourists are willing to pay. Color Lover Lab had a deal for a color analysis, makeup recommendation, style and facial analysis for $35. And I was like, oh dang, okay, yeah, let's do that. So I mentioned it to second Rumi-chan, who is essentially trying to start an esthetician business. So she's trying to get into fashion and styling and everything. So I told her, like, yeah, I'm gonna go get this done. And so she was like, okay, let me treat you for your birthday. Let me pay for your appointment. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. So I ended up going to, hold on, let me just make sure this is the right place. I'm pretty sure this is it. Yes, okay. So I ended up going to Seongsu, which apparently is close to Gangnam, I think. But it was a pretty bougie area. I was surprised because the train station did not make it seem that way. But when I went, as soon as I exit the train station, I am greeted by this giant teddy bear. And I was like, what is this? I love it. I am going to take a picture of it. And I'm like on VC with some Telltale folks while I'm walking, just to like, so I'm not just, you know, walking in silence, right? So I send them this picture, and then they ask like, oh, what is it? And I was like, oh, it's it looks like it's a brand called Flower Nose, like up here. And they were just like, oh wait, this is by that one cosplay couple, Bazu and Hana. And I'm like, wait, Bazu and Hana, wait, I used to follow them because, you know, they're cosplayers, and I was really big into cosplay back then. And I was like, I didn't know that they had a brand. They had a whole makeup brand. I was sad because I couldn't line up. I was like, I'm gonna be late for my appointment. Let me just, I guess I'm just here. I really wish I had gotten in line just to see at least what they were offering, because I was like really big into makeup on this trip. So, whoa, you're Oshis. In a way, maybe. So even though because I think I needed a reservation to be able to go inside for this pop-up. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna bother. So I did end up wandering the area a little bit, and there was, oh my gosh, there were so many stores. I was like, I need to go shopping after this color consult. And I didn't know about all the recommendations for this place. It was kind of silly because the day after, like the day that we were leaving Seoul, like Incheon area for actual work, that was when I got all of the Instagrams that were recommending places to check out in Seoul. And then I found out half of the things that I passed by in this area were on the recommendations list. I was like, man, I had no idea what I was looking at. And I missed out. Like, they had a lot of places where you could like make your own fragrances. Maybe next time I'm gonna do that, because I'm like, I don't know what to do with fragrances. So they had a lot of like pop-up stores in the area, which was really cool. That's why it seems you were not working those days. Yeah, because this is Sunday, so this is my actual birthday. So they had this one gift store. This was the cutest little gift store ever. Because I love homewares. I love cute like ceramics and everything. So this store was everything I wanted, and plus, you know, it's very cottagecore, so it's very me. I was like, I kind of just want to keep shopping in this store, but I can't. Not right now, because I can't bring ceramics home without the risk of breaking them, so I got scared. But next time I might actually buy them. I'll just, you know, pad them in the clothing, I guess. Ah, no! Welcome in. Thank you for the hydrate. Also, I bought a new water bottle. Oh my gosh, I have no excuse not to drink water now. Tastes like soap. I need to rinse this better. Okay, so they did have this one. They had so many cute mascots, stores. So I found this. I don't even know what it is, but it it was so cute because it was like one of those holographic keychains, and it was just like, huh? I was like, I want this, but what would I use it for? Where would I put it? So I didn't get it, but maybe next time I really will. There was a cute cafe out here also. I will come back to this later. So Color Lover Lab, or Color Lover Lab is in like in a multi-story building where you kind of have to play this transfer game of elevator. So you have to take an elevator up to the 13th floor and then hop on another elevator that will take you to the actual 13th floor. And then it kind of spits you out in this little room that kind of looks like nothing. So you don't know what's on the other side of the door. So I was like, am I gonna die? Where am I? So I have a picture of the door later. But yeah, so it's kind of like it's a maze of elevators, but we got there eventually. It's easy. It's just confusing at first. If you do book with Color Lover Lab, I booked mine through Instagram, and they were able to send me a article or a blog post on how to get up to where they are. So that does help. You do have to pay extra for an English speaking analyst. So it was 15,000 won more, which is like, how much? I'm still trying to learn the exchange between won and USD. But it was like not that much in respect to everything. So when you get inside, they do ask you, like, do you have an appointment and everything. I was there, my analyst was already working with somebody, so I was waiting out here, and they have all of the makeup that you could possibly want out here so that they could show you what makeup products work best for your skin after the analysis. My analyst gave me a lot of makeup recommendations. She told me which colors to go for, which colors suited me, which I'll show in a bit. So you're waiting out here. They have all of these fabrics. So the way, if you don't know how a color analysis works, is they're going to sit you in a seat. They're going to cover you in white. They're going to block out your hair also. So they're just basing it on skin, essentially, on your skin tone. So they will put up like all of these colors up to you and kind of show you how, in contrast, how your color changes and if it makes you look too dark, because they're trying to match you with colors that will brighten up your look. I found out that half of my closet are my unflattering colors, because a lot of my closet are colors like this and this. So it was very depressing in a way. But what's funny is that, let me see if I could download this picture, because I think I forgot to download this picture in particular. Okay, so actually I'll just download this one. Download. So yeah, so they'll test it out. So my analyst was kind of like, oh, this color kind of makes you look a little sick, and like, oh, black makes you look kind of angry. And I was like, dang it, black is so easy. She was like, maybe go for a brown. Orange is not your color, neither is yellow. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. So it was a very interesting experience. But you're angry, so it's, what do you mean I'm angry? Why am I angry? Sometimes maybe you just want to look angry, though. Yeah, okay, so when I'm trying to intimidate a client or something, if I'm trying to look intimidating, I'll wear black because that makes me look angry. So yeah, so apparently I'm in a muted autumn, or I guess a soft autumn. So yeah, a warm autumn. So these are my ideal colors. They set you up with like your detail tone, your brightness ratios. Like, I think for this she actually had to like use a scanner and like put it up to my face and and scan the skin, which was interesting. So I found out I was neutral. She measured my face, and apparently for face ratio, if you have a 1:1:1 ratio, it means you're scientifically beautiful. I have 665.5. I am 0.5 away from being scientifically beautiful. I was like, dang it. So she also matched me up with the makeup, with the eyeshadows and the blushers that work best for my skin, and the lipstick, which was really cool. She was able to mark off which colors work best for me just based on our analysis. It was a lot of fun. And also, okay, so this is when you get off the elevator to get to Color Lover Lab. This is what you're greeted with. That's why I was like, am I gonna die? So yeah. Oh man, 0.5 off from 666. I was like, I'm glad it's not 666, but like, I'm 0.5 away from being beautiful. If they call you beautiful, they make less money. No. Yeah, it felt like the back room. So once you get through this door, it spits you out into the hallway where you could find Color Lover Lab. So I left and I was like, okay, you know what? I just want to, like, one thing that I love to do when I'm in a new city is just kind of like blend in with the crowd. I know there's a lot of tourists here, but like, I just want to like feel what it's like to be in the atmosphere of everyday living, right? So there's a cafe here. It was the cafe that I showed earlier. This was the inside. It was so nice. It was just so calm. And I got the sweetest birthday present, guys. So, I'm gonna gush a little bit about this because of all the effort that they took to make this happen. So, if you guys know Hikari, Dive, who is my co-star in You're My Oshi, he and his partner, girlfriend, they secretly found a way to like get me to spill what my favorite songs were by Kalafina and from Idolish 7. They sent me the sweetest messages, and then they sent me 2 audio files that just says happy birthday Jemmy from Hikari, and then happy birthday from Hikari's girlfriend. And so I'm like, oh cool, they both sang me happy birthday. And I play the first one and it shows me the time on it, and I'm like, why is this birthday song 7 minutes long? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I don't think he'd mind if I did this. So I'm gonna show you what... I'm gonna let you listen to what he sent me. Because I was like, what is this? It's so pretty. What song is this? This ain't any birthday song I know. So... this is what... Actually, let me turn off the background music. I don't think I'm gonna get pinged for this because it was an original comm. So, wait, hold on. Let me put on my headphones so I can actually hear this. Oh, wait. Give me a second. I was like, what is this? This sounds so pretty. Also, Hikari is a great singer. You should follow him on YouTube. And I was just like, wait, this is Kalafina! This is Kalafina! So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a cry in this cafe. I was like, dang. So it was a very nice surprise. I was like, this is the most thought anyone has ever put into a present for me. This is so sweet. And then his girlfriend did a whole medley of Idolish 7 songs, and I was like, you guys are so sweet. So I started crying in this cafe. So yeah. Oh man. Yeah, so it was great. So after that, after I got over my emotions, I was like, okay, I need to find a way to get to this one mall where they have this really pretty library. I've seen this library all over Instagram, and I was like, okay, I'm in Seoul. I've heard it's in Seoul. Let me go find it. And it's at the Starfield Mall. So I was like, okay, let me find the bus stop that would take me to Starfield Mall, but it's like kind of a walk away because I have to get to the main road. So I passed all of these stores, which apparently were all also recommended to check out via Instagram, but I didn't know. I took a picture of this one because it's called Kith, and all I could think of was now Kith. Like now kiss kind of thing. So I was like, I took it for the meme, but apparently I should have gone shopping in here. I was like, no. So when I go back in April, I'm going to go shopping, because now I found out that all of my clothes, that half of my closet does not suit me. So I should probably go find clothes that suit me now. So I did make it over to the mall via the bus. They drop you off, and literally this statue is out there. I was told that there was a Psy statue in Gangnam because of Gangnam Style. I didn't know it was here, and I didn't know it was just the hands. So I saw a lot of people taking pictures with it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. So really cool that I got to see that. And then this was the library.
So Starfield
I'm
library.
just gonna turn off the desktop audio. So this is walking in from the mall into the library. The library is like in the middle of the mall, and I'm like, it's like Beauty and the Beast with how much books there are. It's really cool. So but of course, you know, because it's all over Instagram, you have a lot of people coming to visit this library. So it was not a quiet library. So, but it was also, you know, lots of people were there. There is a cafe. There's a lot of cafes in there. There's a bakery on the second floor up here. Like, honestly, I want to just camp out here with my work, maybe like video edit or something, like here. The ambiance is really cool. Maybe not with all the people. Imagine eating a book from the top shelf. Like, literally, I think I took a video. I posted that on my yeah, I posted it somewhere, but I was literally like, how do they get the books up there? Like, if they need it. I'm pretty sure these are just displays. Like, you cannot get these, or it's like found somewhere else, I'm sure, because you cannot reach them. And then there's a whole bunch of people taking pictures here. So yeah, and actually, like, over on this side over here, there's a bakery, very, very cute. But there's no way out. Like, there's no circular way to get around here. It's just like, it's this area, and then there's this area. So on the second floor, you're gonna have to go up and down to like get around. Let's see. And then they had these cute little cubbies, like cubby areas. Like, I would want to read here. This looks so comfy or cozy. So yeah, I would come here again. But I found out, because I was like, oh, this feels a little bit smaller than like what it looked like on Instagram, which, you know, normal. But there is also another mall. There's another Starfield library in Suwon. So it's not in Seoul, which is the bigger version of this. So the next time I go, I'm gonna try that. So okay. So after the library, I was pretty much ready to go home, because I was like, okay, last night took a toll on me because I was feeling nauseous, and it's probably not smart of me to just like stay out to the like late hours, or like stay out too late, because I'm probably gonna get super tired. I don't have anybody, like, Bob did not come with me this day, so I don't have anybody look out for me if I fall asleep on the train. So I'm like, all right, let me just go while I still have energy, right? I find out Starfield Mall has a airport limousine, like a direct bus from there to Incheon Airport. So I basically did not have to take the train. I just had to take a bus to get back home, which was great. God was really looking out for me, man. So I think I might have mentioned this in my last travel vlog, but I got my hair bleached and dyed, but didn't get it to quite the color that I wanted, right? So as I'm looking for the bus to get back to the airport, there is a Juno Hair, which is a hair salon, and I got my hair done at Juno Hair in the Philippines. They opened, like, they opened a Korean branch over there, or a Philippines branch in the Philippines. So I find out that there's one in the mall, and I like look at the prices up front just to see. Like, I had already booked an appointment to get my hair fixed in America, which would have been like $300. So I was just like, let me just look at the prices, just see what they charge for like a hair dye here. The hair dye range was from $50 to $200, and I'm like, it's so much cheaper here. What in the world? And so, like, the cutest little stylist came out to meet me. Jan, hello. How are you? Welcome. So, okay, so the cutest little stylist came out to meet me because she saw that I was looking at the prices, and she was just like, do you need help with anything? And so I explained my situation. Like, I had gotten my hair bleached in the Philippines. I wanted this pink color, which actually I found out the pink color that I wanted actually suits me because my color analyst also gave me recommended hair colors, and the ash pink that I wanted was one of them. And I was like, oh my gosh, that means I'm justified to get this color. So I explained my situation. I was like, I want this color. How long would it take, and how much would it cost? So she calculated it out for me, and then I converted it to USD. I was like, $100 for a dye? That's it? That's it? That's $300 here. And I was like, okay, how long would it take? Because I was trying to go home. Wait, you're pink now? No, just like part of my hair is pink. But it ended up kind of being kind of purple. How's Korea? Oh, I'm back from Korea. I'm just talking about like the trip now. Going crazy on commission backlogs. Oh shoot. Wait, Jan, you do commissions. But mixed commissions? So, yeah, she was just like, yeah, it'd just take an hour. And I'm like, only an hour? And it's like 4. It's 4 o'clock. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do it. I was like, I can't believe I just serendipitously was like, yeah, let's dye my hair today. That was the most spontaneous thing I've really done, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's really my birthday. And it's like, it's really cool because like God shows up. God knows what he's doing with his plan, right? Because I was kind of sad that I was going to spend my birthday away from home and by myself because I'm traveling with a coworker who is not with me on my birthday. So I was like, as I was walking down the streets of like Seongsu, I was like, God is so good because God knows exactly what I like, because I like just wandering around and blending in, and this was one of the best ways for me to just wander around and blend in. So I was like, thank you, God, this was so nice. This was such a peaceful birthday. And I get my hair done and I get it styled and treated. Let's go. So if you ever go to a Juno Hair, I highly recommend it because the atmosphere is it's very cool. Because like especially for getting your hair dyed, they have just like a communal table, and it kind of feels like a cafe in a way. They just sit you down wherever. They give you a lap pillow so you could like look at your phone comfortably. My phone was dying when I was looking for the bus. So I was like, oh man, okay, 7%. The phone is probably gonna die while I'm on the bus. That's fine. I just need to know how to get to places. Because at least I knew how to get from the airport to my hotel. So I was like, that's fine. But then I asked the girl, I was like, do you have a charger or something? So she let me charge my phone while she was coloring my hair. They gave me like tea and water and like all these snacks while they were doing this. And she was very attentive. She was like, I mean, I'm probably a sales pitch too, but I think she really did care about my hair because it was damaged, because when I got it bleached twice, which I'm afraid of because I'm like, I don't want them to fry my hair, and I kind of did fry my hair, which makes sense. So lap pillow on one of the girls' laps. No, it's just a pillow you put in your lap, but I really like lap pillows, so it was very nice. So I got my hair dyed in a matter of, it actually took like an hour and 45 minutes because she did end up offering a treatment. since my hair was really, really dried out from the dye. So unfortunately, that's a thing. So I was just like, okay, that's fine. You know, it's 5:45. It's not bad. So originally I wasn't going to eat dinner at the mall. I was just gonna find something close to the hotel, I think. But I was just like, well, I'm here. Like, I could find something. I kind of want, like, Korean food, you know? So I found a place that did jjajangmyeon. And, like, I haven't had jjajangmyeon in forever. So it was really good. It was nice. It was a lot of onions. It was more onions than I'm used to. So I did leave behind a good amount of onions. But they had this seat, right? So they have... It's not bar seats. What do you call them? Like the bench seats, right? But you know how sometimes when they're along a wall, it's just one continuous bench. Ooh, looks curryish. Oh, jjajangmyeon is like black bean noodles. So it's fermented black bean noodles. It's very simple. It's like comfort food. So I was just like, yeah, like I want legit jjajangmyeon, just to try it. So bench seats, usually they're continuous, right? So when I'm leaving, these seats are not continuous, and I kind of forget that. So when I slide out, I slide on, like, off the seat. And I had to catch myself. And the waiter is like, what just happened? Because he sees me almost fall out of my seat. And I'm, like, embarrassed. But when I'm embarrassed, I just laugh at myself a lot. So I'm just there losing my mind about the fact that I just fell out of my seat trying to get out of the table. That's our flower spirit. Shush. No, this is not typical, I swear. I zoned out for a moment and thought that was cheese on top, you know? I really like cheese. So I will talk about that in a bit because we did have a dish where I was like, where's the cheese? Yeah. So, at the mall, they also had Cacao Friends. And you know how I told you I really wanted this humidifier? So I got it there. But then they also had this wireless charging stand that's bread-based. And you know me, I'm a baker. I make bread. So I bought this for my kitchen. So I could charge my phone in my kitchen, and so if I have guests over, they could also just set their phone there and charge their phone. And then the table charges your earbuds, your wireless earbuds. I was like, that's so cool. And then I was laughing a little bit because I didn't know, like, the gap between these names is just really funny to me. Ryan and Chunsik. I'm like, so this guy's name is Ryan. I'm like, Ryan? So, yeah. It's very cute. And then I also, because of the whole my phone kept dying situation and I keep running on low battery, I was like, you know what? Actually, when I was at the store, they had this plugged in so people could, like, try it. And I was at, like, 5%. So I just stayed in the store for a while and my phone was just sitting on this. I was like, I'm desperate. I need to make it home. So, yeah. That was a thing. So I also bought this portable charger, and it's super cute. Ryan Renegade. I was about to make that joke, but it's Rylan. But it's Rylan though. So I did get this charger. So it does come with a cord, but then there's a wireless charger on the back. I was like, that's so cool. What the heck? So I bought it immediately. And then I found out when I got to the hotel, it was already, like, fully charged in the box. So I could have charged my phone with this. So, like, well, you know, at least I went to Juno Hair and they let me charge my phone. So that was good. Okay, so this was Monday. So me and Bob are trying to get to our work site. So we're taking the trains everywhere because neither of us can drive in another country, kind of. I mean, we both driven in Germany. Neither of us can drive in Asia. So this is something I'm like, this was amazing. This was an amazing thought. I'm so glad that some of the stations had this. Not all stations have this, but, like, so in Japan, there are some stations where it's just all stairs. And sometimes it's really hard to find an elevator. So you kind of just have to carry your luggage up and down the stairs. There was this one station, I really wish I remembered which one, where they had they had a conveyor belt that you could put your luggage on there and it would bus it up to the top of the stairs. This one went up the stairs, over the platform, and then down the stairs. So it would just meet you at the bottom. And I was like, that is so genius. It's so genius. So I loved it. We only found one station that did that. But I was like, more stations need to adapt this. Japan, I need you to do this too. Because, man, this was so helpful. Okay, so we got to our work site. And I'm like, Bob, have you ever had army stew? So, if you know what budejjigae is, or army stew, it's a Korean soup or stew that is made out of what is essentially army rations. So there's spam, there's rice cakes or tteokbokki, there's ramen, there's kimchi, pork belly in there. So it's just like a bunch of stuff. And the first time that I've ever had budejjigae, it was in New York, and they put cheese on it, and I love cheese, right? So we did, it closed down. We did have a good Korean restaurant in my city, and they did have budejjigae, and I asked for cheese, and they're like, this isn't an Italian restaurant. And I was like, oh, I thought that was normal. Because like for budejjigae, you typically put like craft singles on it. Or at least that's what I've heard. So unfortunately, this place also did not have cheese, but I didn't have the courage to ask if they offer cheese as a topping, because they did have a bunch of toppings. Because I was scared they'd be like, this is an Italian place, ma'am. And again, so I'm like, okay. I did tell my coworker that story, and he was just, now whenever I mention cheese, he's like, this isn't an Italian place, Jemmy. And I'm like, please, listen. So we did get budejjigae, and it was so good. It was so good. We could not finish this, though. It was so much food for just us two people. So yeah, this is a good thing to eat with a bunch of people, not just two. So we also passed by a Dunkin' Donuts. It's a Dunkin' Donuts that has bubble tea. And I'm just not used to the fact of, like, I'm not used to bubble tea being so accessible everywhere. It makes sense because it's Asia, but I'm just like, I don't have to hunt for boba. It's just available. That's great. So, yeah. Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts has bubble tea, which was great. I think... okay, so I didn't take any pictures between on the work trips, really. Yeah, okay. So my coworker and I got back to back to Incheon on Thursday. We were going to leave for home on Friday, right? Friday afternoonish. My coworker was thinking it was like, because our flight was at 4, but my coworker was just like, oh yeah, 4 a.m. And I'm like, no, 4 p.m. So he didn't know that we had essentially the whole day on Friday, kind of the whole day. So we were able to end work early, or we were able to get back like kind of early on Thursday. So because I had seen all of these recommendations for things to check out on Instagram, I was just like, do you want to go see the library? Because he had also heard about the library. So I was like, you want to go see the library and also like the bougie area that I was in on Sunday? And he was like, yeah, sure. Like, so we went back to Songsu, and because now I knew about salt bread, which apparently is viral. I hadn't heard about it until I saw the recommendation. And actually, when I was walking around on my birthday, I saw the line for this place, and I was like, oh, it must be something good. And then I just didn't bother to check it. If there's a line, it's usually something to check out, you know? And I remember when I saw the Instagram, I was just like, I saw this place and I didn't do anything about it. So we ended up coming here to get salt bread. And we're thinking like, oh, we'll just get like one piece each. You get a bag per person. There's there's 4 pieces of salt bread in there. And their salt bread, it's kind of like, it reminded me of a croissant. It's croissant shaped. But it's like the perfect crispy texture on the outside. And then like a very soft, pillowy, like inside. That's you can. It's like buttery. It's like buttery, a little bit salty, not too salty. And so we ended up buying a bag each. And you know, you know how I make sourdough. So he has bought sourdough for his wife from me before. So he knows that I'm selling bread. We both tried this, and he looked at me and was just like, can you learn to make this bread? I will buy it from you. And I was just like, okay, you know what? I want to make this bread because it's so good. So I might be adding an item to the menu, which will be really cool. I want to see if I do sell it, I do want to see if I could kind of replicate the packaging because it was super cute. Also, these were the nails that I bought at that acrylic nail store in Myeongdong, and they're still on me. Well, I mean, they've popped off a little bit, but I use Glamnetic nail glue, and that stays on for pretty long, and I was able to reapply it. But they're so cute. They're like velvet cat eye, and they're not too long, which is great. Oh yeah, so this is what the salt bread looks like. So it's kind of small, but it's, oh my gosh, it was so yummy. I would eat so many. It's a good thing they only gave me 4. Anything more than that would be so dangerous. And so we also went to this one. I don't remember. Oh, okay, it's called Glow Songsu, I think. Hold on, let me just check. Is it called Glow Songsu? I can't read it. Okay, well, oh yeah, okay, so we went to this global food hall thing because I saw the pictures for it because the ambiance looked really, really pretty. It's outside. There's this thing where on each table, I think you could kind of see it here. So this thing, you tap your phone on it, and then it'll take you to a page where you can order your food. And then you pay through your phone. But I think it ideally uses Kakao Talk. So if you don't have the program, it's a little finicky. So if you don't have the program, you just have to put in your email, and then it'll also alert you through email when your order is ready to get picked up, because there's just like a bunch of stations around this area, and all of them are based on a different cuisine. Like there was Chinese food, there was Tex-Mex, I think there was Korean. No, there wasn't Korean. I'm trying to remember what exactly there was. I ended up getting something that's like a paella. Yeah, so there are some stores like Papi's Table, I think that's what it was. So that, I think my food came from there. And there's more stores inside too, but you're sitting outside, so which is nice. So this, listen, okay, I'm Filipino. I love garlic fried rice. This was the best garlic fried rice I've ever had. It was so garlicky. I was like, I cannot talk to anybody else today because I'm gonna smell like garlic. But it was so yummy. I was so happy with my food. Unfortunately, Bob got a mapo tofu, and he was just like, it's too salty. And so I tried some. He was right. It's too salty. And I have a high salt tolerance, so that's saying something. So unfortunately, it was kind of a miss for him. I felt bad. And I think actually we were... Oh, no. This isn't... Okay, this was in between work sites. So we made a stop to Seoul again. So this was like midweek. This is not the last day. So we were also planning on... When we got to our work site, we were planning on getting Korean barbecue that night for dinner, but we were so tired when we finally got to our destination. We were just like, let's just go to sleep. I don't think I'm down to go out for food anymore. So unfortunately, he didn't eat that much that day, and I felt bad. I also got, like, okay, whenever I found black sesame, like, drinks, I was like, I'm getting this immediately. I love black sesame, and I can't find that in the States. So, if you haven't had black sesame, the flavor profile is actually very close to peanut butter. So, that'll tell you something. Next time, check if they have paella paleta, where they peel all the shells and just have meat in the rice. That would be so nice, because the shrimp head, I mean, it was fine. It was easy to get off, but still. Oops. So, okay, so this is what glow songsu looks like from the front. So you can see why this made Instagram a lot, because it's very Instagrammable. It was very pretty. It's kind of remote. It was like in the middle of a construction site. So I was a little concerned as we got closer. I was like, where is this place? So I'm guessing like it'll be more built up around there, that area. Oh, okay. So you know how I got the aquarium humidifier? This was the other humidifier choice, and I was so torn. I was like, do I get this one or the aquarium, or like the fishbowl? So I got the fishbowl because it was labeled as the newer one. But the sauna is super cute. So, I don't know. Maybe I get that for another room. So, the next day we did end up going to work. And for lunch, we did Korean barbecue with some of our coworkers. So we did finally get Korean barbecue. I finally got my japchae because I really wanted this. Because I love that stuff. But we ended up burning a lot of the food because our waiter didn't come back. So, and we're just not good at grilling, apparently. So, there's that. But it was yummy. It was very yummy. Like, I don't know what it is about me and sesame oil and salt. That's my favorite thing to dip things in. It's so simple. How much kimchi did you have overall? A good amount. A good amount. My gut was full of probiotics, which was great. I was so healthy. Jemmy is best girl, not best grill. You know what? Fine, I'll take it. Okay, so our coworker that is stationed in Korea was like, okay, you know what? Instead of you taking the bus all the way back to Incheon, I'll just drive you. And I'm like, okay, we're just like, fine. At first we were a little hesitant because like he's driven us to a few places before, and we're like, he drives so slowly. Oh. And like, you know, older Asian man. So we're just like, okay, fine. And it turns out he just, you know, wanted to hang out a little bit longer with us. He was really, really sweet. But it was funny because like I have a tendency, like whenever I drive with my dad, he needs a navigator. And I'm pretty good at reading Google Maps now because I have to navigate it by myself because I'm usually driving by myself. So I know how to read the maps. My dad is just like, it's telling me to do something and I don't understand what it means. So I usually have to like direct him whenever I drive with him, which is not very often anymore because we're not in the same state. This guy is very similar because we would get to an exit and it's the crossroads, and he would kind of end up parking in that little area between, you know, where it branches off, like the safety zone. And I'm like, oh, he's confused. So I kind of had to direct him. And when I'm with my dad, if we're approaching an exit, I kind of like point to the exit. I don't overtly say it because I don't want to be overbearing, but I'll point to the exit and make it obvious. Like, okay, this is where you turn. And my coworker is just like, oh man, like, were you just pointing to the exit? Oh man, my wife does that too, but she knocks on the window if it's like something that I need to do. And I'm like, well, good. Okay, I'm glad. So like after a while, I just started knocking. So now I'm just like, all right, I guess that's how I'm going to do my directions from now on. It's about the journey, not the destination type gentleman. You know, in a way, yeah. No, he was very nice. Like, the drive was like an hour and a half, and he was just like, yeah, we could just drive. I could just drive you, because we were gonna take a bus that would have gone there straight. Okay, here's your pat. Yep. There you go. Hopefully it was comforting. Okay, so this was our last day in Korea. So we are at, wait, actually. What is it? What happened? So the day that we got back to the hotel, did we go anywhere? Oh yeah, we did. We ended up going back to Starfield Mall, because we didn't get to go in the middle of the week when we were planning to, because we were close to there, but we were like, our coworker that drove us back to the airport, he ended up taking our luggage, so that he could drop it off at our hotel at our next work site. And we didn't want to keep him waiting for too long, so we were just like, okay, we'll just eat and then we'll go head out there so that he's not just waiting for us with our luggage, because he still had to drive home and his house is not exactly close. So we ended up leaving. So the day before we left Korea, we went back to the mall with the library. And I was thinking, because like when I was at Juno Hair, my stylist asked me like, do you want your hair cut? And I was like, no, I'm okay. But the thing is, my color analyst was like, she looked at my hair and she was like, okay, don't let your hair get any longer than how long it is now. And I was like, okay, I won't. And then when I'm getting my hair dyed, she asks me if I want to get my hair cut. And for some reason, I say no. And then I realized later, I'm like, I should have said yes, because my analyst said, don't let it get any longer. And this girl is good with hair, so I should have done it. So when we went to the mall, like, my coworker went to go do last minute souvenir shopping, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Juno Hair. I'm gonna see if I can get my hair cut real quick. Unfortunately, I got there too late because we got lost. So, I got there too late, so they couldn't take a walk-in. So unfortunately, I was not able to get my hair cut in Korea, but now I know better. I did get my hair cut yesterday, though, so I kept my original color dye appointment, but I was like, no dye, just cut. Thank you. So next day, we ended up asking the hotel if we could get like a late checkout, because we had one concierge. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. So you know how my coworker lost his phone in the taxi? We had a concierge that was very, very dedicated to this mission of finding Bob's phone. So he managed to get Bob's phone back, which was awesome. We got a call when we were at the tea house from the concierge saying that they have his phone at the front desk, so he was able to get it as soon as we got back to the hotel that second day. So we knew this concierge, he knew us, so we had mentioned to him that we were going to Starfield Mall on that Thursday, and he was like, oh, what time is your flight tomorrow? And we're like, oh, it's at 4. And he's like, okay, so then you probably want to leave for the airport at 1:30. Let me just get you guys an extended check, like a late checkout. And I was like, that's so nice. Like, we had asked for extended checkout, or for late checkout, but we had only asked for 12 because we didn't know how long we could go. And so concierge was like, no, we'll get you to 1:30. And it's like, he was like, that way you could just rest in your rooms before you go on your flight, which was awesome. It was amazing. I was so happy. So we leave for the airport the next day. I spent just the whole morning, the day that we were leaving, packing everything up, trying to Tetris everything. It wasn't as bad as Japan. And luckily it didn't take too long to pack. But then I ended up playing Go, which GOGH. It's like a co-working app. So I'm gonna do those for future things. So if you guys want a co-working space with me, I have made study rooms and everything so people can join. So we ended up we were on our way to the airport, and I get a phone call from Delta, because when we had checked in, we did see that our flight was delayed like 5 minutes, right? So they were calling because they wanted to rebook us to a later flight. where we could get better seats, because we were kind of like in the middle of the middle aisles for both of the for the big flight. And they're like, we could get you better seats, but you'd have to leave at, it would be a flight that leaves at 6, which means when you get to Atlanta, it's going to be a very tight connection. So we could rebook you for a flight at 9 from Atlanta. And I'm like, I don't know that I really want to do that. You know, I kind of just want to get home at the time that I was planning to get home. After talking with my coworker, he was like, yeah, they probably sold our seats to somebody else who was on the standby list. That's why they moved us. And I was like, oh, it's a business ploy. I see. But it worked out because apparently, and I think this is new. They were saying this is a new service with Delta for international flights. If you're going from a Delta flight to a Delta flight, when you go through immigration, because typically when you go through immigration from anywhere back into the States, you have to get your bag again, go through customs, recheck it in, and then go through TSA again, and then get to your gate. Delta was telling us they have a new service now. If you go from Delta to Delta, you don't have to pick up your luggage at customs anymore. They will just bring your bags directly to your final destination. And I was like, that is such a time saver, because most of the time of the big killer of immigration is that you have to wait for your bag, and you have to wait for it to come out and find it. And then maybe somebody from TSA is like, hey, you've been selected for a random check of your luggage. So I was like, American Airlines has always done that. What? This is news to me. I didn't know that. Okay, well, now I know to ask. So I thought this was just like, oh, Delta's like, that's a W for Delta. Never mind. They're behind the times, apparently. But, yeah, that helped a lot. So they had told us about that service, and they were just like, okay, your connection, your layover in Atlanta is like 55 minutes. And I'm like with my coworker, and I'm like, you know, my rule of thumb is layover needs to be at least 2 hours for safety, right? And we were like sitting on it, and we're like, well, if we don't have to pick up our bags, maybe it won't be that long. So yeah, 55 minutes. I was like, oh, okay. So we opt to just keep our original flight from Atlanta to our final airport, because we're just like, well, if we miss it, then we could just get it rebooked for the one that they were going to put us on anyway. So we get on the plane, and like when we were at, oh wait, hold on, actually I have more stories. So I don't know why that did that. Okay. So since Bob has the priority pass for lounges, right? Incheon Terminal 2 has like 4 lounges, I believe. Oh, let me rewind. Okay, so Korea, known for their egg sandwiches that look amazing. So there's a chain called Egg Drop that we were trying to find. And when I was looking for locations, I was like, oh, there's one at the airport. Great, we could just like get it before we get on our plane. And we get through, oh wait, hold on, let me rewind more. I forgot, I had so much favor in this airport. It was great. So when we got our like seats taken care of, so we did end up taking, you know, the later flight from Incheon to Atlanta. They gave me a priority lane ticket for some reason. I don't know why. I wasn't gonna ask any questions. So they gave me a priority lane ticket, and I thought they gave it to both of us, and then we looked at his ticket, and he did not have the priority lane sticker. It was just me. So I got through TSA the fastest I have ever gone. I was like, wow. Thank you, God. Happy birthday to me. So I was like, this is great. This is so smooth. So I made it through TSA. And there was this cute little Korean baby in front of me. Who just kept waving at me. I'm like, you are so cute. Oh, God bless you. So, I'm trying to remember if anything big happened there. No, I don't think so. So I end up like walking around Terminal 2 so wait. So we were looking for Egg Drop. I was like, okay, right, I want Egg Drop. So I was walking around, and then I checked the map. I'm in Terminal 2. Egg drop is in Terminal 1. I'm like, dang it! We didn't get egg sandwiches! So I'm like, okay, fine. In April, I will get an egg sandwich. So, yeah, coworker was a little disappointed about that too. So we're walking around a bit, and there is 4 lounges. So we ended up going to the transfer lounge, where they do have like a little buffet. They have a little bit of alcohol. But we were able to just stay there for a while. We just had to kill like 2 hours because our flight we got, you know, put on another flight. So, while Bob is still like going through TSA, I'm going to the gift shops because I'm trying to look for the honey cookies that I like, because I was like, I want to bring them back for people. So I did that. But then I found out Incheon Airport, like I'd seen this one Instagram reel where there was this guy, he was like super impressed by like the music that was playing in Incheon Airport, and it was like what was playing in the airport was what's it called, an acapella performance, or like acapella version of The Lion Sleeps Tonight, like oh we moet, yeah, that. And he's just like singing along to it, and he thinks it's on the loudspeakers, and he goes up the stairs and he finds out it's like a girl group performing it live, and it's like immaculate, and he's freaking out. And I'm like, that's cool, like they do performances. So here they had a taekwondo demonstration in the middle of the airport, which was super cool. I do have a video, so we can watch that really quick. Because, like, I don't think I've ever actually seen a taekwondo, like, exhibition. So I didn't know what it was like. And apparently I haven't watched enough Instagram reels of, well, I have seen some. But I was just like, okay, you know, martial arts. But I'm like, okay, we're breaking boards in the middle of the airport. That's so cool. But I was like, oh man, it's like the flying kicks. I was like, dang, this is so cool. So coworker finally made it through TSA, and I was like, I'm at the taekwondo showing, but I want to watch the performance. So if you want to go get your alcohol, go get it now. But I'm like, dang, like the board is up here. But I was like, I probably should have moved over here for a front, but I'm like in the back. I was like, wow, okay. Oh, thanks for the hydrate, Sneak. Oh, and the stretch. It's like, dang. These kids can fly. It's crazy. I was like, wow, okay. Like, that was... It's kind of a cool way to, like, end off the trip, right? And of course, like, okay, choreography? I was like, yes, I'm all about this. I love this. As a former dancer. And it's so sharp. Which makes sense, because it's martial arts. Oh man, I forgot he stuck the landing. That was good. So yeah, a coworker was ready to go, and I'm like, let the show finish. We are in no rush. So, um, yeah. So okay. Oh shoot. Okay, actually, I'll just leave it on this because this is when we're already back in Atlanta. But okay, so when we were waiting at the gate, um, we had upgraded our seats because we're just like, well, this upgrade's a little bit more affordable. It's a long flight, why not? Um, so I had seen that there was somebody with a service dog at the gate, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this dog is so cute because it was a poodle. It was uh s- hmm, a King Charles and poodle mix apparently. And I was like, that is such a cute dog. Like, I wonder like where they're sitting. And then I board the plane. I am sitting next to the dog. I'm sitting next to the person with the service dog. And it's so cute. And I'm like, okay, I'm just like, hi. I just want to let you know, like, I am a dog person, but I don't want to do anything that would distract your dog. Like, are there rules here? Like, do you need me to not look at them, not talk to them? And all part of God's plan for real. Like, God knows what I love. I love dogs. So, yeah, a service dog was very well behaved. She was such a good girl. Um, so he's just like, no, no, you're welcome to like pet her. You're welcome to interact with her. She's like, I'm guessing she's just like what is it? Not anxiety dog. What was the word for it? Emotional support. Emotional support animal. But also, he was bringing his dog because apparently he owns properties in Bangkok. And so he was coming back from Bangkok. And I guess, I don't know, maybe they just made their dog a service dog so they can just have their dog with them. So, I got to, this dog was so cute. I was like, how does she, like, not have to go to the bathroom? She was wearing a diaper, so that's why. But yeah, he was telling me, like, on another flight, he was also sitting next to somebody who also loved dogs, and the dog just like crawled over into her lap, and it was like the best thing. This dog did the same thing with me. Like the guy was sleeping, and I was just chilling. I think I playing Pokemon. I might have been playing Pokemon, or I might have just woken up. I don't remember. But like the dog was kind of like the dog's paws were like kind of sticking out over on me. So I'm like, let me just hold your paw a little bit. And I guess it took that as a signal of like, oh, she's welcome to come over. So she crawls out of her owner's lap and crawls into my lap, and I'm losing it. I'm like, you are so cute and sweet. And she just like snuggled into my arm. I'm like, oh, I miss having a dog. So it was very, very cute. This was like the most interesting premium economy is like experience that I've had because I had the cute dog, but then we had a debacle with a baby. So we had a screaming baby on our flight. But it was interesting because it was like this group of three women. I think one was the mom, and then there were two nannies, and then a newborn. So I guess their plan for this newborn, because they had like this cloth basket that the baby was laying in, and one of the nannies was just gonna like have it in their lap, and of course the stewardesses are like, that's not allowed. That's not safety protocol. You have to hold the baby as we are taking off and landing, so you can't have them in the basket. And they were just like, the stewardesses asked like, what are you gonna do with the baby, like with the baby or with the basket? And they were just like, oh, we were just gonna put the basket on the floor during cruising altitude. And they're like, no, you can't do that. If you don't know, if you do have a baby on a flight, especially a long flight, you can request a seat that allows for a bassinet. There's actually like a bassinet attachment that they could attach to like the front wall of the plane, inside, of course, so that the baby can sleep in a bassinet. So it makes it a lot easier to care for a baby. But they didn't know this. So, of course, they have to talk to the person who has the seat that allows for the bassinet. And there's a reason why this man is sitting where he's sitting, because he's a very tall dude. I'm just like, oh, now he's got to be in a cramped seat. But like, I don't think the nannies really understood anything that was happening. So like, they're trying to take care of this baby. The flight attendants put the like basket into this closet that they have, because it's like, it's too big for anywhere else. And the nannies are just like going in and out of the closet, and they're just like, no, you can't open this closet. This is not meant for like people to open. And I just hear one of the nannies go, I don't care. And I'm like, oh gosh, oh no. It's very interesting. I was like, well, I'm going to try to sleep. That didn't really happen, but it's okay. I got to sleep when I got home. But yeah, otherwise the flight was pretty smooth. But when we got to Atlanta, Bob is just like, Jemmy, we have 45 minutes before boarding to get to our gate. And I'm like, all right. So we're one of those people of like, excuse me, we need to get off because our flight's going to leave soon. Also, Zokin, welcome in. Thank you for the hydrate. Hold on. I have a hard time opening this new water bottle. Okay, so we're one of those people who need to get off the flight immediately. We are fast walking to the train. So if you're not familiar with Atlanta Airport, the F terminal is for international. Like all international flights pretty much go through F terminal. Our connecting flight to our airport is in T. So all the way on the other side. So we're like, are we going to make it? Are we going to... Well, actually, no. Our flight was leaving in 45 minutes, not boarding. So we were just like, okay, we need to hurry. We need to hurry, like, now. So luckily, we, because we have official passports because of work, we were able to get through, like, the very, very fast lanes, which was good. So that helped a lot. And then we didn't have to pick up our baggage because Delta has that new service, so that's great. And as we are running to our gate, or as we are on the tram to get to T terminal, I get this text message. We're sorry that your flight is early by 7 minutes and is now departing at this time. And I'm like, we're trying to get there as fast as we can. What do you mean you're leaving early? So I was like, normally I'm happy if we leave early. Not that day. So we're like speed walking. We're trying to get there as fast as we can. Luckily, our gate is very close to where the tram drops us off. So we got there fairly quickly. Actually, even when we got to the gate, we had to wait a bit before our zone got called. So it worked out, but it was also high stress. But luckily it went smoothly. Oh, I forgot about this. Okay, so this, I downloaded this and then I forgot to show it. So, so these are my color analysis like results, right? These are my best colors, which was funny because I think Autumn was the first one to point this out to me. These are my VTuber colors. And I was like, great. I'm glad my VTuber model accentuates my tone or like complements my skin tone IRL, which is funny. I knew it. Yeah. I was like, well, it's a good thing I'm wearing my VTuber model. But these are all the colors I normally wear IRL. And these are all my worst colors. I was so sad. I was like, oh, half my closet doesn't suit me. Half my closet makes me look dark and angry, apparently. So, unfortunately, yeah, that was the case. So I think that is all the pictures from my trip. I think that's really everything from my trip. Okay, so this stream was me. Maybe I could fit everything in an hour. 2 hours later. But yeah. So that was it for Korea. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I was able to go. I'm excited to go back. Dragon Kate, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the garden. So yeah, I'm excited to go back in April. Hopefully I'll, be better at planning, and hopefully I can replace half of my closet. Hopefully half of the closet before then too. And you didn't even let me derail the conversation this time. Yeah, because I couldn't afford to. I'm trying to get out of this room before trick-or-treaters, but actually I did hear them outside earlier. And luckily, they all followed the rules of if your light is off, don't go to that house. So that worked out. Anyway, but I'm probably going to spend the rest of the night playing Pokemon. And then all of tomorrow working on You're My Oshi. Go chase them? No. But yeah, I'll probably be doing that. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Why didn't you tell me I didn't turn on the BGM? No more working? I need to. Don't you guys want the next episode? The audio mix is almost done. It's close. It's getting there. So I'm hoping to have the audio mix done tomorrow and then start on the animation. So yeah. Oh, also, do you guys want to see okay, you don't have to bribe us. Let me see. Also, do you guys want to see what I've been working on? So, not for You're My Oshi, but I mentioned this earlier where I started playing Go. This is totally me promoting this because I love productivity tools and I love things that gamify being productive. So this is why I like Spirit City Lo-Fi, right? But Go is I feel like is more customizable, and you're able to co-work with people, with other friends. Yeah, it's like Vincent Van Gogh. Wait, hold on, let me see if I could switch it over to the other screen. Uh-oh. I don't know how to switch. Hold on. Shortcut to move window to other screen. Windows, shift, left. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so this is Go. I've seen Go. It's so cute. Yeah, right? So I was able to so you're able to customize your own avatar, right? And there's also, actually, let me do streamer mode. So you're able to customize a whole room. So I did make this room so that people could study. So you could sit at a computer and get work done. So there are tools in here like a Pomodoro timer, which I love. I love Pomodoro timers. There's a to-do list that you can make. There's a diary that you could write up, your diary entries if you'd like. If you like journaling, I love journaling. I like to be able to keep track of things that have happened throughout my day or throughout the weeks and stuff. And of course there's a camera. So you can take your person. Let me move Jemmy. So this is me. It's so close to me. Right? So I was very surprised with how close you could get with the customization. I was surprised they even have my hat. Right? So you can make your own avatar, and then you can also invite people in to your room to co-work together. So I'm thinking, especially since my life is going to be working on You're My Oshi and other projects, if you would like to join my rooms, I can open them up to the public when I'm working so that you guys can join if you also want to get stuff done. You can take a seat anywhere, so you could sit at this one and start working, which is very, very cute. You could do a whole lot of other things. You could set your music also to anything on here. So there's a lot of lo-fi. Oh my gosh, sorry. So much music happening right now. I forgot the BGM's on. So yeah, so if you want to join in here, I actually, because I'm all You're My Oshi coded, I made Anna and Rio. So Anna is here. If you saw my tweet the other day, I made them watch over me while I was working on You're My Oshi. Not to talk it down, but is it basically VR chatting into a virtual office? I mean, basically, but you can't talk in here. The only way that you could talk is, I think you can only do it if I host. You could like set your status as something. That's really the only way you could communicate. And then kind of like, there's kind of emotes, kind of. Co-working streams are great during work time. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, ooh, I really like this. So I built this yesterday. So yeah. I built this last night because I got bored. Don't worry, we can hang out on Discord VC if needed. We can, yeah. So we can do that. You can also like edit your avatar. So yeah, I made me. I made Anna. I made Rio. I mean, they're easy because they're office workers, right? And then I was showing this to Azure, and he was like, can you make Homura? So I made Homura from Madoka. So, yeah. Yeah, so this is something that we could do later on, because, you know, I need to get work done. So I usually have this on just to make me feel like I'm getting stuff done. So, yeah. Woo! And then you can make multiple rooms. So I'll show this room real quick. Because I made this for Telltale. It's the YMO workroom. It's the You're My Oshi workroom. So I was just like, okay, recording stations for all the VAs, the editing station for me. We have the script writing station for Created, and we have the art station for Moni, Ari, and Shrimp. All of them have worked on graphics. And then just like chill station for everybody else. So I put a kotatsu up there. There's a loft. There's a little kitchenette. So yeah. Hey Shadow, welcome in. When you said Homura, I thought you meant Pyra. No, Homura from Madoka. But yeah, so this is something that we could do eventually. Oh, wait then. So you can edit the room and stuff. Oh, crap. Cancel. And then my room. Can we join your room even when you're not connected? I don't think so. I think that's the only issue, is that I have to at least start it. Yeah, I have to at least start it. And then I can, if you're in here and I leave, I can make it so that the room sticks around even if I leave. But if I close the program, then the room goes away. Or like the hosted room. Yeah, your room? Hasukashi! Yeah. So actually it's funny because I based my desk here. I based it on my real desk. I don't think this is doxing because I don't think anybody can identify me by my desk if it's this generic, you know, so. And you can customize your screens and your art, hence all of I was like, I'll just put all of my cover art and commed art here because why not? And for some reason, I have this thing. There's an option to put pets in the room. And I put this fishbowl in here. On accident, I put it on the floor, and now I can't take it off the floor. And the same thing happened in this room, unfortunately, last night. So I can't pick up this fish from the floor. Please don't kick the fish if you end up in this workroom with me. I need to replace all the screens with actual work screens. So, yeah. And then I made the depressed office workers section where they're overworked and they're working overtime. I gave them a bottle of sake. So, just in case. So, all right. So that is it for today's stream, I think. The JP work culture corner, essentially. Oh, that's what Go is? I was wondering what the heck that was. Yeah! So yeah, Shadow, like, did you see me? Well, I think you did. But yeah, I also made, audio workstations that use Reaper, and I took screenshots from my actual Reaper. So this is actually the screenshot for episode 2. So, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. What happened to this tote bag? I don't know what happened here. Oops. Yeah, and then you get like a little pet. Oh, he's grumpy. My bad. Ooh, spoilers. Yeah, totally a spoiler. You got the theme song, voices, inner Anna, outer Anna. I'm actually curious if this will help me focus. I find Pomodoro to be a really good like tool to help me focus personally. Despite my ADHD, I don't know what it is about. I think giving myself a time crunch pressures me into actually focusing and doing my work. So yeah. So I think that helps me personally. That might help. The only problem is Anna is in episode 2? Oh my gosh, crazy, right? So the only thing with Go is that it's $12 on Steam, but it's free on mobile. But on mobile, you can't really join anybody else's room. You could join generic rooms, but you can't join like your friend's room, which is, I don't know, kind of defeats the point of what I wanted to do with this. So yeah. And then you could also, if you don't like decorating rooms, you can also get a pre-furnished room. So, and then you could alter that. So, yeah, that's it. It's 8 o'clock. I'm going to run away before more trick-or-treaters come by. So I'm going to send you guys over to, once I get raids up. Who's streaming? Huh? I was just like, wait, do I know these people? Yes, I do. They just look different. Let's see. Who do I like better out of these people? No, that's terrible. Actually, there's a lot of people online, so now I have decision paralysis. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Hold on. How did I miss Junie? Okay, I'm sending you guys over to Junie. I was about to say, I was like, man, none of the V. Angeli girls are online, so now that would have been an easy decision. Never mind. Junie's up. So I'm gonna send you guys over to her. Also, if you guys are going to Reach, let me know. I am heading out there on Wednesday. I do have a few rules if you do see me, and I will post them up later. But yeah, so have a great rest of your evening, guys. I don't think I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow because I think I need to focus on getting projects done, like a lot of projects done. So I'll see you guys later. I'll be here on Sunday as normal. And you guys have a great weekend, okay? I'll send you guys over there now.